Welcome to this month's edition of Street Smart. I'm Patrolman Craig Hoover with the East Brunswick Police Department's Community Policing Unit, and I'm here today with Lieutenant Frank Lasacco of the East Brunswick Police Department to discuss domestic violence. Welcome, Lieutenant.
Hi, Craig. Thanks for having me.
Lieutenant, can you tell us a little bit what constitutes domestic violence?
Absolutely. First and foremost, what people need to understand is that domestic violence, unfortunately, in this country is not a rare occurrence. We often think about domestic violence victims as females because that is the highest number of victims are females. It's important to note that even though I might talk about females as a victim, we do appreciate the fact that males are also a victim of domestic violence, but at a less frequent rate. It's also important to know that 1 out of 2 women actually do become physically or sometimes emotionally abused by what we refer to as a batterer in the domestic violence world. And domestic violence, at its core, is a criminal offense. That's what it starts with. Just so someone's not in a domestic relationship doesn't mean if they're a victim of an assault or harassment that it's any less of an offense. But under the Domestic Violence Prevention Act, which is created, we as law enforcement can come in and establish a much higher degree of relationship with the victim and offer certain services and protections to them that isn't normally afforded to people in a non-domestic violence type situation.
Lieutenant, what if someone finds themselves a victim of domestic violence?
First and foremost, they should be concerned for their safety. So if it is a life-threatening emergency, should immediately call 911. Our officers will be immediately dispatched to the scene and conduct an investigation. And as a result of that investigation, there's a multitude of things that can happen to hopefully thwart further activities and at least resolve the issue for that night and hopefully provide services for follow-up for a victim.
Can you tell me what kind of services the East Brunswick Police Department offers to victims?
Well, we have many different agencies that we refer victims to. We can also provide a victim with a temporary restraining order. And a temporary restraining order basically segregates the two combatants, okay? It might issue an order by the court. We don't do that. A municipal court judge or a superior court judge will issue an order that says that a victim has sole possession of a house, let's say, and that the defendant or batterer is removed from the house and can no longer have any contact for a temporary given period of time until it's resolved in family court. And that order could either be extended for a further period of time, could be finalized so that it's a permanent order, or it could be dismissed where the order is lifted and they can have contact or move back in, etc. In addition to offering those services, we do have a team of individuals known as the East Brunswick Domestic Violence Response Team that can actually assist victims of domestic violence kind of as an advocate. And what they're doing is basically someone more of a helping hand walking through the criminal justice system. It can be pretty intimidating for a victim of domestic violence. So rather than have a uniformed presence, they have a member of the community, a volunteer, a peer, if you will, that's been trained and knows all the referral agencies and can walk them through the whole process step by step.
Is the domestic violence response team something that's open to all residents of East Brunswick?
Yes, it is. Actually, we've just begun a recruitment drive. And as a result of that, I'm lucky to say that we have a large number of residents that are interested. And it certainly shouldn't dissuade anyone from possibly applying for it. It's a volunteer program. We conduct a brief background investigation on all parties that apply for it. And then we conduct training. The training is free. For the first time in quite some time, we're actually going to conduct a training at our training facility here. And it consists of 40 hours of training. The one that we have set up starting in April will be on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. There are 2 Saturday sessions, and it's 3 hours in the evening each night. And different instructors will come in and speakers from various agencies and from our own agency as well. And they talk about the different things, the functions of the team. Once that's done, all the team members will be placed on a call-out list. And if you're available and a domestic violence victim requires assistance or is in need of assistance, they will be called. The team members will be called on a rotating basis. So it doesn't require a tremendous amount of time, but it does require a commitment to the domestic violence victims, and it's well needed.
Lieutenant, if somebody's interested in joining the domestic violence response team, how do they go about doing it?
I would prefer if people email me. If you email me directly, my email is flosacco@ebpd.net. I will send you all the information. There's a brief application that you need to pick up and fill out, and then I'll walk you through everything you need to know.
Well, thank you for coming in today to talk to us about such an important issue. And thank you, everybody, for viewing this segment of Street Smart. Remember to be smart and stay safe.